After years of roaming the earth as the devil himself, P. Diddy has finally been arrested. I can't believe it's been this long. I really can't. This guy should have been arrested so many times now. He should have been in prison for probably a good decade already, but he hasn't been, and I don't know why. Anyway, starting off with the arrest. So he was arrested Monday night at the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan, where he'd been staying. Just to clarify things here, he had actually moved to Manhattan, or was staying in Manhattan, to hand himself in because he knew this was coming. He knew he was going to get arrested. He knew there was a case being brought up against him. So in some sort of way, I guess that's honorable, but there's not a single atom in this guy's body that you can respect. Anyway, after being arrested, he got thrown in the jail cell like the fucking rat that he is. He truly deserves to be in there. I mean, even the way that the guy's shaped, he looks like a rat. I don't know what it is. Like, some people just look like certain animals. Diddy looks like a fucking rat. Like the dirtiest, grimiest rats. I mean, he's dirtier than sewer rats. You know, the rats from Flushed Away? They fucking flick him away. They don't like him. Anyway, as of right now, he's been charged with 3 counts of absolutely heinous crimes: racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution. However, that's not it. They've also released all of the documents for the court case, and the extra stuff on here is just terrible. I'm going to read through all of them now. So the defendant abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. In order to do this, he's relied on employees, resources, and other things. However, the crimes are just terrible. I mean, this guy's really created a criminal enterprise here. I mean, he's getting accused of sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. This guy is just fucking awful. I mean, if you're actually listening to a P. Diddy song at the moment, what's wrong with you? Seriously, there's no way you can still support that guy. Even if you say, oh yeah, I don't like him, but there's that one song and it kind of slaps, and you're just fucking chatting gibberish at that point. Anyway, if you have seen a lot of this on the internet at the moment, I'm sure you've heard of Diddy's famous freak-off parties. Just to kind of break down what these parties are for you, he'd just invite a bunch of women around, drug them up, get them to basically just perform for him in a sexual manner, and then he would masturbate to them. This guy was making his own porn. Do you know how fucked up you have to be? Like, this guy is just a porn addict, a drug addict, an abuse. The list just goes on and on and on. I mean, if you want to be the #1 contestant to get into hell, there you go. Okay, you've taken the fucking belt. You don't need to achieve any more crimes. You've done it all. I also forgot to mention he would record these events as well and would later blackmail the individuals. So just an absolutely awful situation. He would be there recording his own porn, and then he'd say to them, oh, you have to come to the next Diddy party, or I'm gonna share this on the internet, and they're just kind of forced to just go through this cycle over and over again. It's really sad shit. And not only that, the way that he'd lure the women was just even worse, because it's not like he'd be like, oh yeah, do you want to have a party? There's gonna be drugs and alcohol, so fun, yay. He would actually kind of lure them in a romantic way. He'd be really lovely to them, you know, actually make them almost fall in love with him, and before they know it, they're in a room naked with loads of other women, fucking freezing cold because Diddy's too scared to put the heating off in case his skin melts, because he is a fucking demon at the end of the day. And then he just get them to engage in sexual acts. I mean, I don't know what has to be wrong with your brain. Like, I don't even think Jordan Peterson could save this guy. He's too far gone. Like, honestly, just create a box made out of bedrock and just leave him in there. Like, that's the only way to actually maybe contain his evil soul. However, things aren't all bad, because obviously after the freak-offs, Diddy would make sure that everyone was okay, because he'd make sure that him and everyone else would receive IV fluids. Wow, what a great guy you are, Diddy. If you can't tell, I'm being sarcastic here, as if that's going to solve anything. Anyway, for those of you that are wondering what kind of drugs were bouncing around the Diddy parties, I mean, just a shit ton of narcotics, cocaine, oxycodone, never heard of that, Xanax, GHB, I don't even know what that is, the date rape drug, anyway, MDMA, and ketamine. I mean, this guy had like a toy shop worth of drugs. He must have walked into this guy's room and thought, wow, this guy's got like a Lego collection level amount of drugs. I mean, he was collecting more drugs than a normally collects shoes. Now, you might have also heard that when he had his house raided, they took a lot of stuff from his house. And when I say a lot of stuff, I am referring to a lot of baby oil and lube. They'd seized over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube. 1,000 bottles. Now, we're talking Diddy here. We're not talking, you know, itty bitty bottles. We're probably talking bottles about this size. Why do you need that much? Like what are you doing? Fucking swimming in it? And they also found a bunch of weapons as well. 3 AR-15s and just some drum magazines. Just awful shit. I mean, I really don't know how this guy hadn't gone away sooner. I mean, there's literally video evidence of him being his significant other all the way back in 2016. And for those of you that have lost track of time, that was 8 years ago now. He probably should have spent a good decade in prison already, but he's just somehow slipped out of it, like the sewer rat that he is. Now, I do also want to talk about Diddy's lawyer, because I know lawyers' jobs are to defend their clients, but I don't know how you could defend someone like this, and not in just terms of defending them in the name of the court. I mean, this lawyer seems to actually quite like Diddy. I mean, he's gone as far to say Sean Diddy Combs is a music icon, a self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and a proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the black community. He is an imperfect person, but he is not a criminal. There is criminal evidence of him abusing women. What are you fucking talking about here? I know lawyers are meant to be smart people, but who the fuck gave this guy his license to be a lawyer? Like, I get you have to defend your client, but this is too much. Like you're really, you're stroking his dick at this point. Now, the moment Diddy got thrown into his jail cell, he instantly proposed a bail, which has been declined, and it is a fat fucking bail. I mean, he offered a $50 million bond. This guy has to have a stupid amount of money to be able to just offer to just pay that up just to be out of jail for like a couple weeks. I mean, I know the law wants to keep this guy locked away, but that is a lot of money to say no to. But either way, I'm glad they didn't say yes to it. Anyway, hopefully Diddy gets found guilty. He definitely will. I mean, there's years of evidence and probably hundreds of victims that will come out to speak now. And it's not like this is the first time he's been accused of some shit like that. Like, he's definitely been on the police radar for a hot minute, and it's finally come out. Anyway, this is some huge news for not only the music community, but for everyone on the internet. I mean, look, if you're a Diddy fan, today is a bad day to be a Diddy fan, and to be honest, every day was a bad day to be a Diddy fan. I can't believe you'd ever listen to this piece of shit's music, and I really hope you delete your playlist now. But yeah, fuck this guy. I can't wait to hear his sentencing. I know it's probably going to be a good while away, but with the way that the court system is working on this, they're definitely going to get it as soon as possible. But yeah, Diddy has currently pled innocent, and that's about it. See ya.